Hi everybody, today we're going to show you how we are making a feather braid and then we will join it into a waterfall twist. So I've already started on the left side and I've parted out just straight down the middle. You can do this on the side if you want and have more of an off-center part, but I've done it right down the middle. So then you're going to part straight down from the ear and start braiding a normal 3-stranded braid, and then I will start on this side and show you how we make a feather braid. Okay, so now we're over here on the right side and I have parted from the middle part down to the ear, and you're going to smooth this out a bit. I have misted it with water, and then you're just going to start to plait a regular 3-stranded braid for starters. Okay, so smooth that out if you need to. Okay, then what you're going to do is, this is where you're gonna, I'll do one full plait of a braid, but then on this bottom strand you want to section out a little piece and let that hang down. You don't add anything from the top layer, but each time you go to cross that bottom one over, you want to pull a little bit out. And you can do that after you've crossed it over or before, but I prefer to do it before I cross it over. And if those start kind of getting wispy, then mist them with water a little bit. Okay, then we're going to just want to bring this back to the middle of the head, so you really don't need to do a ton of these, so I'm going to just braid down a little bit here. Okay, sorry I dropped my clip here, but I like to clamp things off a little bit before I pull it into the center so nothing comes undone. So you're going to pull this other braid from the other side, and you're going to join these in the middle in the back. Just going to take a small elastic and to try to get these to be pulled up as tight as you can. I'll pinch them together. Then I'll pull those little clips out. Okay, so once you've got those fastened and positioned where you want them, you can loosen this up a little bit if you want to make it a little bit wider, because I did these fairly tight to begin with. That's not a must, but okay, so now you're going to come back over to the right side, and now you've got all these little feathers from the braid above. Okay, now right below or behind that section where you parted from the ear, you're going to pull out a little section. Now this is where you're going to be making a waterfall twist, okay? And that is just basically dividing it into two, passing the bottom over the top one. Now I'm going to grab this one from the braid, the feather braid above, and lay it down on it, but not add it in, it just comes straight through. And if you need to, lift that braid up to grab that next one. And just keep going around and finding each of those that you feathered out from the braid. I think that's probably it on this side. So what I will do is I will twist this a few more times for now and just clip it here for a second. Okay, over here on the left side now, same thing, you're just going to part out a little bit behind the ear. Spray it with a little water if you need for those flyaways. Again, cross the bottom one over the top, and then you're going to come find one of these things that you've feathered from the braid and lay it in there. Pass the one over, grab your next feathered down, Just keep going until you reach the end of your feathers. So then what I like to do to finish this off, if I can get these to lay right, is I will add this right one in as if it was another feathered piece. See that? So I'm crossing it in there. Then I'm actually going to braid these 3 pieces. So I've taken and made the one that came from the right 1 full piece, and the one from the left 2. I'm going to braid this down a little bit. So you kind of have a little micro braid back here. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to pass it over the top here, tuck it down through there like this. To hide that black rubber band from before. But here you've got your feather braided waterfall twist